Okay. All right. I think the bandwidth is just really, really bad for some reason right now. Okay. Oh, it just cleaned up. Okay, there's the video quality that I wanted. Alrighty. Okay, so all I'm doing is testing this out because I wanted to see that the audio is working and that the OBS is working, the frame rates are working, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're here, if you're actually watching, hi, how are you? It's Tammy from the Bristlee one. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to be doing an owl picture, I hope. I've already been drawing a couple of times today, plus I was out working out in the yard, so I'm a little tired. But I want to do a twist on, you can see that I already did the sketch, and I don't play Pokemon. I've never, ever in my life played Pokemon, but the new Sun and Moon is coming out, and I love the owl that's in it, so I want to do a more realistic version of that, so hence the sketch, but we'll see. If you're actually watching, go ahead and say who you are. Say who you are. Anyway, so I'm using, I don't know if you've ever used it. I'm using Medibang Paint Pro because I'm working on a Mac. I don't work on a PC for right now. In fact, even if I got a gaming PC, I would still do my art on a Mac. I just prefer it. I like the Macs, so I'll probably just stick with that. But I know most people draw with SAI, and I would love to draw with SAI, but I don't have it. So I'm gonna make the what the hell just happened there? I'm gonna make this window a little bit smaller. Did that screw it up? I just moved that one. Okay. Alright. I need to bring this one. I just don't know what to... There we go. You know, I should probably get some music playing in the background, but the problem is I never know what is going to be... Turn it on. I never know what's going to be. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, what layer are you on? Not on that layer. There we go. All right. Yeah, hi guys. How are ya? I'm glad you're excited. I'm actually really nervous about this, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So like I was saying, I did the sketch earlier. Let's add some folders. I just usually add a bunch of folders. I don't even count them. And then to my bottom folder, because this is going to be my, this will be my base. Alrighty. So, like I said, this is going to be based off of Pokemon. I don't even know the name of the owl. What's the name of the owl in the Pokemon thing? I have no idea. So, all I'm going to do is... Where's my drawing pen? Right there. To get my base color, I'm just going to block out. I'm losing everybody. Alright, so is the video and audio coming across alright? Oh, Rowlett? Okay. And he's got the green, so I looked at pictures and he's got green on the underwings and he's got green right here. So we'll be doing that. So what I do is I'm just closing up. You know, you won't see this sketch later on. This is all, the sketch will be buried. But I'm just closing it up so that I can do a base color. That's just, it just said sketch close on that one. I may have spelled it wrong, but that's okay. Because that's all I'm really doing is just closing up the sketch. Really should have some music on, but I haven't learned how to put the music on yet. And even though I have 16 gig RAM memory on this thing, it's still not enough. I need to get more memory on it. Or RAM. I have a terabyte of storage on it. Okay. How does that look? So we're gonna pick, oops, I think we're gonna pick a light gray. See what happens. Nope, still got a hole. Oh yeah, kind of got holes everywhere. Okay, I've never done this with an audience before, so, oops, I should be drawing on this one. So this is all new to me, so if I stop talking, or I pick my nose, or just tell me. God dang it. Was extra drawing when I got the notification. You got a notification that I was streaming? That's kind of cool. I didn't know that that would go out. Yeah, I've been wanting to stream for a while. But it's all a matter of, I was trying to get OBS, because that's what I'm using is OBS. I was trying to learn that and get that working the way I wanted it to. That's kind of cool that you got a notice. Kind of freaks me out a little bit too. All right. Does that look all closed up? It does. So what were you drawing? Come on. I hate when I can't find the openings. It's got to be on the feet. Wow, I really need some music going, don't I? I'm not used to doing this. Usually I have like the Game Grumps, or I've got Jack playing on a video or something like that. I usually don't do this in the absolute quietness because it's quiet here too. Because usually I have my headphones on too. Let's go. Come on. God. Alright, we're going to change this to black. And we're just going to draw around. Nice. So you're also, did you download any of the new brushes? They had an update in early April, and they put some new brushes. I usually draw to the Super Mega Podcasts or game soundtracks. Yeah, the only problem with that is I can't on YouTube because it's all copyright protected, and you can actually get a strike because while you're broadcasting like this, they actually check for content, copyright content. So you have to be real careful that you're not doing, when you're broadcasting, that you're not doing any copyrighted material. And I don't know if you guys watched Jack's. Did you guys watch Jack's thing today? Because he announced that he got a copyright strike. And I don't know that he'll be able to get rid of it right away. Come on. I hate when I can't find where it's coming from. Which it's right there. I'm going to be pissed if that's what it was. He got a copyright strike on Kill the Plumber. Was that the name of it? Kill the Plumber? And he had 3 videos. In 2 of the videos, he got a copyright strike. Yeah, I was using the pedal. Oh, you were using the pedal brush for patterns. Nice. Oh, and the new splatter. I like the splatter brush. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of new backgrounds. But anyway, he got a copyright strike on Kill the Plumber, on 2 of his Kill the Plumber. And it wasn't the game itself, because the game itself had the releases, but I guess the guy that wrote the music for it is the one that's hitting everybody with a copyright strike. Which means that the guy that wrote the music for it is probably in some kind of dispute with the finally. So he's probably in some kind of dispute with the developer of the game. That's usually what it boils down to. Let's see. Let's load up the brush. So generally what I do is I do a base color. And then I go in and just kind of make sure it's all filled in. Is this my original sketch? Yeah. Put the original sketch up at the top, even though you won't see it later. Is there 2? No. Okay. Wrong layer. I'm probably going to have to take that other sketch out. I don't always fill it in all the way, but if I'm doing where there's not going to be any clipping, kind of have to have it filled in all the way. Do you guys use the clipping feature on your layers? This just makes it a little bit easier. And so I am using a reference for this. The drawing that I posted earlier today had no reference on it. I've been practicing the anatomy because I suck at it. I don't know. I can draw animals pretty good if I'm in the mood. I messed up and I'm so, why? No, Medi, if you're drawing in Medi, it should save automatically. So you should be able to go back to it because Medi has a automatic save feature. Oh, I know. anatomy is just, I'm so bad at anatomy. So I've been going on different anatomy websites and practicing different poses. And then also, I just put my mirror back, but I've had a mirror that in here where I'll look at it and draw, and then I take pictures right here on my computer, make all the different faces, and then try to draw those. Just because I'm so bad at it. But you should open up your file and see if it's saved, because it should have, at least back to the last save, when it does it automatically. And that's one of the nice features that I really like about Medi, is that automatic save function. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do as far as the base goes. I just went through the internal and online projects and I haven't. Aww. So open up the program and go to open recent file. So when you open it up, that little box that comes up, it should say open last file, and open it up and click on that and see if it comes up, because a lot of times that's how you find it. Okay, so normally for wings and all of that, I have a couple of different brushes that I use. So what we're going to do is we're going to say body. I've downloaded a whole bunch of different brushes, and I think you can see this. Let's see what you can see. Yeah, you can see this. So all the brushes get color coded when they download, and I keep mine together. And I use, okay, so first off, my canvas is huge. My canvas size right now, I do mine in inches. Well, this one isn't that big actually. Usually I do 10 by 15 with a 300 resolution on it. This one's a little bit smaller than that, but not much. It slows down the computer a little bit because it is so big, but if you zoom in and draw, it seems to handle it. The program seems to handle that better. So we're going to add some more. So what I'm going to do is now pick my darkest color, one of my darker colors from this owl. Let's go with a brown. Let's go over here. I may have to make this wing a little bit bigger. Actually, I think I'm going to start off with my light one because the underside wings are really light. So I have this thick Sumi brush that I use. I usually don't load them up that much to start with. Do I like that? I haven't decided. I don't think I like that. I tend to mumble too when I'm drawing. If I'm mumbling, tell me. Because I had the mic set way over here. What do I want to use? I'm going off a really bad reference. A friend of mine sent me a video of an owl landing on her wrist. and I captured an image off of it, and it's not very good. Yeah, that's better. So this is the coarse sumi, and I use almost all the sumi brushes because I really like them for hair, and I especially like them for feathers. I'm trying to keep an eye on the... And you guys don't feel like you're obliged to stay if you don't want to. Because like I said, I am just kind of trying this out and seeing how it works. So I appreciate you coming by, though. Alright. So this is just going to be kind of the... giving it some direction. I'm going to have to use a bigger brush. This is just like an undercoating. But it will give the wings texture for later. At least I hope it does. You never know how anything's going to come out. Sometimes I have an idea, you know, for a drawing in my head and really excited about it, and you sit down and you start doing it, and then you get done and you go, oh man. Okay, cool. And then other times, you know, I sit down to draw and I'm really not in the mood. And you come up with something where you're like, wow, I kind of like that. That's actually what happened with I don't know if you've seen the other owl drawing I did, the dark one. It's one of my favorite paintings that I've done in a long time, actually. So like I said, well, this is just kind of an undercoat. A lot of times these drawings will end up with 60 layers or so as I build layers up for the wings. Because actually what I'm doing right now, the feathers would be a lot thicker. The feathers would actually be about that big, you know, one feather. But I don't want to start off with that because this is, like I said, this is just kind of this is just giving me some texture underneath. And then again, may not work at all. I've had that happen too. Okay. Oh, I know what I forgot. On the drawing, he's supposed to have his tail is supposed to be flared out over here. How funny. I forgot to do that. Let's put that, because that's the base, so we'll put tail right there. And that's a bummer. Well, let's do it. I'm going to do it in a lighter color. This will actually help because should be able to, let's do it in a lighter gray. all the way up. Oh. And let's drop it in. Come on, you bitch. Hate when it won't play with me right. So Tess, are you still on? Did you open Medi? Was it still there? All right. Sometimes this really pisses me off. So we're gonna do this. There. You like them apples? Okay, we already know that side is acting right. Why is it doing that? So sometimes if I can't figure out where it's doing it, I am going to draw a line right there. Okay, so we know there's a break someplace else. So let's draw the line right there. Where the hell is the break? The only reason that I worry so much about the undercoat is that if I want to put a background on this and you don't have an undercoat, and because I use the Sumi brushes, whatever color I put on the undercoat will come through. So I was on an iPad while working. Oh. And it still didn't autosave it? That is such a bummer. Why is it doing that? Because that means it's going up through the body somewhere. I hate when this doesn't want to play with me right. Especially when I'm being nice to it. You know? Be nice to me here. So if I drag this down and I drag that down. Okay. That is super weird. I've never had it do that before. Yeah, I've never used Medi on a PC, so I'm not sure. Okay, we're gonna have to do this the more painful way, which kind of pisses me off, but I don't know why it's doing this. This has got to be really tedious and boring to watch. So this is, doing it this way actually has an added bonus. And that is it's going to give it some, it did, but the app crashed, so when trying to go back into it, it disappeared. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I've only had on this computer, because I have an iMac, Medi's only crashed once, and I was doing I was doing my first animation, and I hadn't been saving it regularly, and I lost all the animation, which I was really sad, because I was up to 164 frames at the time, so I had to redraw the whole thing. So I feel ya. Okay, so now we have that all over again. So we're gonna make this is wings. Yeah, let me tell you, I was really upset. Really, really upset. Let's see, let's go to semi-course. Alright. So like I said, this is just adding some texture, and it may not seem much for right now, but it will add either that, or it's just my, traditional background. In traditional art, you're always, when you're doing watercolors or you're doing oils or acrylics, I'm used to doing that build-up, especially with textures. And I haven't gotten away from that even in doing digital art. And I think it does help, building up the textures. Now I went a little bit more red on this because the tail, I had the tail a little big, but I got the tail way too big. What the hell? Oh, you won't be able to tell, because it's really body. So we're going to put this as tail. Alright. And then we're also going to do his body. Yeah, I really want to get into animation. So I have been reading I don't even know where I put it. Oh. So if you guys want to really do animation, sorry. It's the Animator's Survival Guide, and let me tell you, it is the way to go for, learning animation. So you do animate? Would you teach me how? Because I so want to. I can do simple animations with no color, but I haven't figured out how to do the color. And I want to learn how to do, so that you can have the same color. I mean, I really want to animate. I have so many animations that I'd like to do running in my head. I use Photoshop, and I downloaded the Open Tunes and have yet to get that program to work on a Mac. It's like I'll get it to work and then it'll stop working. And what I don't like about it, and I think I'm doing it wrong, is that when I do it, actually I do all my drawings in Medi and then move the whole thing over to do the frames in Photoshop. So I'm creating more work for myself is what I'm doing. But I do want to learn how to. I don't think OpenTunes is really all that good for drawing. Okay. What the hell? This is on a higher layer. What? That should be covering up. Yeah, something's gone funky on me. Sorry, I think with so many things open, it's getting some weirdness on it. I'll bet you it's here. No, that's weird. So one of the I'm sorry, see, I stopped talking. Photoshop is my favorite program for management. Yeah, you know what I don't like about Photoshop is and it's just me really, is that I haven't learned the brushes in Photoshop is my biggest problem. And that kind of drives me crazy. Because I've learned the brushes in Medi. Where am I on the wings? Wings. Oh, this is not... So, like I said, I've learned the brushes in Medi, but I haven't in Photoshop. And so it can kind of drive me nuts that it doesn't have the same name and I can't find the same thing that it was doing, you know, and it's just me. It's just because I haven't learned them. And that's one of the things that I need to do is learn the brushes in Photoshop. And I need to find places where I can download brushes. Because I hate the standard brushes that they have. I think they're, you know, So I'm going underneath now with a darker one to give it some more texture on the wings. Yeah, you can rename them, but so what I need to do is, you know, go in and set the brushes up like the Sumi course. I need to go in and set it up and call it a Sumi course and call it a watercolor brush and call it, you know, because the brushes I use the most when I'm drawing like the animals are the Sumis, the watercolor soft pastels, because they give all really nice textures, and I really like them. Now, the one thing I do, there is some brushes in Photoshop that Medi doesn't have that I really like, and they're brushes that, do you guys follow Jazzy Satin Doll on Tumblr? And that's what she uses. She's, for her backgrounds and stuff, she uses the, I need a new layer. There we go. But she uses some of those more textured brushes for her backgrounds. And I really like them. I love her style. So is anybody going to be going to PAX? Because I think we're going to go to PAX Prime, you know, if we can score the tickets. Because those should be coming up pretty soon. They should be going on sale. Because this year, PAX, it's not called Prime anymore. They're now calling it PAX West. La-di-da. It's not until September this year. Oh, you guys don't live close, or? Yeah, for me, actually, taking my son to PAX Prime is one of the easiest ones for us to go to, or PAX West, because it's up in Seattle. And we drove last year. I just hope that the guys don't think I'm stalking them. I mean, it's nice of Jack and the guys to reblog my photos, but I would hate to think they think I'm stalking their butts. I live in Boston. PAX East this year was my first I actually met. You met me? Did you tell me who your name was? Really? This is a bit random, but the materials. Oh, I haven't used any of their materials yet. So you met me at PAX East? Did you say who you were? I'm a horrible person. Oh, duh. I thought I recognized your name. Did I send you your picture today? I have your picture ready. Did I send it? I didn't send it, did I? I'm a dork. Oh, you guys were so funny. I loved meeting everybody that I met at PAX. That was... Every time I go to these things, I have more and more fun. Now, I have your picture ready. If I don't send it to you tonight after I get done with this, I will definitely send it to you in the morning, okay? I am so sorry, because I sent out a bunch of pictures today. I worked this morning. I must have worked this morning 5 or 6 hours on pictures. And while that seems like I would get a lot done in 5 or 6 hours, that was only probably about 20 pictures. Oh, it was probably more than that. A little more than that. Part of the problem is finding the pictures, because there's a lot of pictures. There wasn't as many pictures as I normally take. I was a little bit more selective this time on the pictures. And I think that's why the quality came out so much better. This time, I'm on the wrong damn layer doing this, aren't I? I did the tail on the wrong layer. Ugh, damn. Oh well. I'm on the right layer for the... Yeah, I'm on the right layer for the rings. Oh, I'm glad you like the pictures. I have so much fun taking pictures. And what was even better this time was, I mean, God bless Jack and Mark and Wade letting me stay in the signing area, you know, to take the pictures. But it was just everybody I met that, you know, wanted their picture taken. And I don't charge for that. I don't charge anybody to take their pictures over at the signings. I mean, it's a lot of work for me, just because all the time I have to spend processing the pictures. And when I mean processing, I take all my pictures. I don't know if you guys know what RAW is. I take all my pictures in RAW, and the reason that photographers do it in RAW is because RAW has so much more information than a JPEG does. JPEG has very limited color information, and the DPI is a lot less. So if you do it in RAW, you get this really big file. So like on a 62 gig card, I think I only get, well, I know, what do I get on a 62? I think I get like 1,100 pictures on a 62. Where's my camera? Oh, hold on. So on a 62, I get about 1,100. And then on the, I have some 32 gig cards, and I only get a little over 800 pictures. And I know you're thinking, oh my God, that's a lot of pictures. I took at Indie PopCon, I think I took about 3,000 pictures. At VidCon, I took almost 5,000 pictures, or 6,000 pictures at VidCon. I have never gotten through processing all the ones at VidCon. And that's just not the guys. That is a lot of, I mean, there were so many YouTubers at VidCon. I mean, VidCon was crazy. There were so many YouTubers. I have, and nothing against Tyler Oakley. Is that his name? Tyler Oakley? I probably have 200 or 300 pictures of him. He never changed his face. I mean, his face never emoted the entire time. So, I mean, I get back and I was, looking at the pictures and started to process them and realized that all the pictures to me look the same. The only time that he really emoted at all was he was on the panel with Mark and he made a dick joke. And then he got really embarrassed after he made the joke, which was really funny. And what did I do? What did I do? Hold on. I got to figure out. I'm talking and trying to figure out what I did at the same time. Because this should have kind of been up there. That should have been underneath. Okay, that's what I did wrong. Sorry. Talking to myself. But yeah, Tyler made a dick joke to Mark. It was directed at Mark, actually. And then they both got really embarrassed. I had that picture, the one of Mark and the one of Tyler reacting to his own joke. And that was about the only time that the young man ever changed facial expressions. But yeah. So, and that happens, with any photographer, that you shoot a whole bunch of pictures. Oh, what did I just do? You shoot a whole bunch of pictures thinking that you're going to get, a ton of great pictures. And then you get your pictures back, or not back, but you download your pictures and you're just like, oh, that's not good. But it happens. But yeah, I do have pictures of Mark and Wade at VidCon. And then I still have pictures from Indie PopCon that I haven't done anything with. Okay, let's go to the body. Where did I put the body color? I thought I put it here. And I put it there. Let's put that up there. Okay. So like I said, if you get bored, you can always leave. I'll probably only stream for a little while longer tonight. And probably stream again. I'll keep doing it. It'll be the same picture. I won't work on this one unless I'm streaming. But I don't know where you're living, but here it's 10 o'clock. I am going to VidCon this year. I will be on the creators track again. It was actually, if you have a YouTube channel, it's actually a really good. The creators track is actually really, really good because you get some really good content that, you know, the other people don't get if you're just on the regular track. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't go to any of the autograph sessions. But what happens is there are so many YouTubers there, and they're literally just walking around. Now, not Mark, and I doubt Jack, but like I hung out with Wade last year, you know, and just chatted with him because he was just at Maker had an open booth, not like at PAX, because at the PAX the booth is a closed one, so there's a kind of like a restaurant high bar, you know, table type of thing that you can't go into the booth. But the Maker booth at VidCon is just kind of like a little open lounge, and they have different YouTubers come up that work with Maker, and they're just up there talking, or they're playing games because they have monitors set up and games set up. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, holy God, I met Gavin Free and Bernie from Rooster Teeth. I met, God, what is his name? The mystery guitar guy, mystery guitar man, whatever. Just, there were so many of them. What is his name? Parker, what is that guy's name? Matthew Santoro. My son's here. Matthew Santoro was just walking around waiting for people to recognize him. I mean, kind of all the YouTubers were just kind of walking around waiting for people to recognize them. That's the first time I met Ross and Holly from the Game Grumps, which was really funny because I screwed up this one really bad. Because and that's the thing, is that it's not a big place, so if you end up talking to somebody and then you're walking around, you end up bumping into them a bunch of times. And it was the same with Matthias, and I actually had to tell Matthias I wasn't stalking him. Okay, what did I do? I thought, yeah, see what I did? I put this black on some, I put it on that layer. Why did I put it on that layer? See what happens when you screw up? Because now I have to erase all that. I hate when I put things on the wrong layer. It's such a bummer. Yeah, I put this all on the wrong layer. What a bummer. Because now I'm gonna have to redo all that. I thought something was weird. See what happens? I cannot multitask when I'm drawing. I don't know how people do it. It's just like gaming. I've tried to record some games, and I'll get better at it, but I get so caught up in the game that I totally forget to talk. And it's just like... Okay, so let's... This is the ender. So are you going to go to VidCon this year? Okay. Let's turn that on. And pick up. Alright. Now let's put it back. There we go. That's what we want. Oh, you're too far away. Yeah, it's kind of a strange... It's kind of a strange one. And let me tell you, if Jack, Bob, and Wade are all going to be at VidCon this year, it's going to be another Indie PopCon disaster. And Indie PopCon was, I mean, God bless them for trying, but yeah, they weren't ready for that. And I don't think VidCon would be ready for it either. Okay. Ooh, that was weird. Oh, what happened at Indie? So... Indie PopCon was the first... I mean, I'd been to Comic-Con and WonderCon here in California. But when we found out that the guys were going to be at Indie PopCon, we decided to make that our summer trip. And so we bought the VIP tickets. Well... Indie PopCon was and is a new con, and it was very small, and that's why the guys wanted to go to it, is because it was such a small little con. The year before, they had less than 2,500 people as guests, so that's how small it was. And the guys went thinking they would be able to go and be able to walk the floor, because it's a small con. And what happened was they ended up, not they as in the guys, but Indie PopCon ended up overselling their tickets and not having the manpower to deal with the onslaught of fans. And it was a nightmare. I mean, so the first day that they did an impromptu signing on the first day, they hadn't even really signed up to do a signing. It wasn't on the schedule, but they decided to do one. Well, Bob decided to do one, I guess. This is the story I heard. Bob decided to do a signing, and then Jack was already on the floor. He was in the kind of outside, but still in the building, but not in the main hall. And that's where we saw him for the first time. And there was a huge line, just impromptu line, waiting for Jack. His security finally dragged him out of there, and he decided to go over and join Bob on the floor and do a signing. Then all the guys decided to do the signing, By the time we got into line, we weren't that far back in line, or so we thought. We were in line for over 3 hours. Well, none of the enforcers thought to cap the line. And by the time anybody thought to cap the line, there were enough people in the line for over a 10-hour signing. I mean, almost everybody there was there to see the guys. And so that first day, they were literally there signing for over 8 hours. I mean, it was crazy. And then, and there were people pushing down on the, the ropes, because they were just out on the main floor. And there were people pushing on the ropes, trying to see the guys. There was only one security guard. Then there was just the basic security, and it got crazy. And then, there were people screaming. So the next day they actually put up some darker barriers, and that didn't do any good. And it got out of hand because there were so many people there. They didn't even... We had VIP tickets, and they told us straight up that they weren't going to honor the VIP tickets. And it was like, all right, whatever. But I talked to the guy that started Indie Pop Con, and I was actually supposed to go this year. He actually gave me media passes, but we had to change. Yeah, they had to actually get... Why? They had to actually bring in extra security to protect the guys, because people were actually going from hotel to hotel trying to find them. And people actually did find what hotel they were in. And there's a video of the person finding them in their hotel. But yeah, it got crazy. It got really crazy. But yeah, all the signings get kind of crazy. So I'm still just doing undercoating. Right now. So what I think I can spell. So I think I'm going to call it a night and stream again. I need to clean this up and stuff. But thank you. I appreciate you coming by. I will send you your picture. In fact, when I get off of here, I'll send you your picture. And I'll see if I have some more and get those to you. Okay? So this is, let me see how far behind this is. There's this drag here. Okay, we're caught up. Okay, well, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. Bye. I have to wait till it catches up.